my mother and my father were cops, you know, like my mother and father, my mother NYPD, my father Atlanta Police Department, you know what I'm saying? My father was also a Vietnam vet and served a few wars, right? And he has a Purple Heart, very militant. I wasn't raised by my father. I just started having a reconnection with him. But you know, even the stories and knowing who he is and having conversations with him all throughout the years, I knew that I was a child of police officers.
Wow.
However, also, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
was also raised and adopted by Panthers and Young Lords. Yeah, it's a real crazy spectrum, right? So I just say that to say to people, like, because sometimes they think of revolution or people who are out there doing things, and they forget that we are not as easy to describe or monolithic as people think, right? We're very complex individuals. Like, we're not against cops, right? We're against the system. It's like, it's an ecosystem: public education, police department, policing, environmental injustice, all this stuff. These are products of the illness. We're not against the people that work for these particular institutions to uphold that. We're against the institution, the
Yeah.
existence of that. I know my mother and my father are very stubborn. I know that by them being black and brown individuals. I'm not sure how much of that has to play with the police training, but I'm sure some of it has to do with it, right? I know also that my mother and my father suffer with intimacy issues, and sometimes it's really hard to say, like, is it the upbringing and what reiterates these this disease that cripples us, right? Like, what is the constant reminder? And I think there's something that white supremacy does that picks apart those moments in your life and reminds you, but in a harmful way, and
Right.
makes you use it in a harmful way, not for healing,
Mm-hmm.
but for a shield.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that they hide behind the shield, you know. And I think I don't know. I would love to meet an officer of the law that is genuinely intimate with their children and their loved one, and see what kind of track record they have in the community. I think there is a correlation, heavily, I believe, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. I love like the idea if people could get their needs met intimately and in a, you know, in a sexually liberated way, I think would take care of a lot of the ills of the world.